Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get the updates. Right, set for today's video. It's Saturday. On Saturdays, I do Cellar Saturday, where I actually drink something off the shelves. I don't just let it sit here and collect dust. So this is courtesy of Ross. Thanks so much, Ross. I really appreciate it. This is from 2020. It's currently 2022, and I last reviewed this about like 15 months ago. I remember liking it. I think, you know, you can get cherry in a big stout like this, so like adding cherries kind of makes sense. So this is Deth by Cherries. If you're new to the channel, it is pronounced Deth, not Death, so no need to try to correct me. Let's see. It is 12.5% ABV. Unfermented tart cherries add a mild acidity and subtly rounding sweetness to our Deth Tar barrel-aged imperial stout. Flavors and aromas of bourbon and oak meld harmoniously with the fruit, each balancing the other. Enjoy now or store cold. Okay, well, it was stored cold, and I'm enjoying now. So there is, and always, I mean, just awesome, right? Just totally awesome. All right, so when I was pouring it, there was some brown for sure. Once it's in the glass, there's still some brown, but it's black with some brown mixed in. It's not motor oil, but and it's certainly not just a brown ale. It's mostly black, but there's a healthy amount of brown. Almost exactly a finger of almost like spot on mocha. Almost like you get maybe like a cappuccino drink or something, and like when a lot of the coffee mixes in with the milk, it's kind of like that color. Very compact bubbles, tiny bubbles, like approaching nitro level, you know. Yeah, actually the lacing sticks around a little longer than I would have thought. It's kind of masking some of the legs, but yeah, definitely looks like a relatively big stout. It's the short version. Let's get to the aroma. Yeah, you definitely get that tart cherry and a little bit of chocolate, but it at least first smell, because it's a tart cherry, it's not too chocolate covered cherries like those cherry cordials. It's not, and I think it's because of how the cherry's coming across. Some real nice oak and like those vanilla notes, like really nice. The chocolate is coming through even more, mixing with the sweetness. It's a relatively sweet milk chocolate kind of a thing. It's not super dark, at least not now on the aroma. I don't know if it's just like I got used to the tart cherry, but like I'm still getting it, but it's not as dominant as that first aroma, like that first sniff, the first sniff of the aroma. It reminds me of like a cookie. You know what it might be? It's oh, I know, duh. It's like chocolate chip cookies, because again, you get that milk chocolate, but then the sweetness, like this burnt sugar. Kind of a thing, not quite caramel, yeah, more like a chocolate chip cookie, like fresh out the oven. And like that tart cherry got mad that I said it's not as dominant, and now it's like kind of coming back a little bit. I'm noticing it more again. Smells awesome. Let's see about the taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Ross. That's nice. Yeah, it's really nice. So, it actually follows the aroma quite a bit. I didn't get alcohol in the aroma. I get a little bit of whisper of alcohol in the taste. So, let's go back to that chocolate covered cherries. I'll stick with milk, but like, okay, hear me out. Milk chocolate, the cordial cherry in the center, but instead of like that syrup, it's got bourbon inside. And then because it's like a really fancy schmancy place you're buying it from, they dust it with some like baker's chocolate, or just like, yeah, I mean straight up cocoa powder, that in beer form, because you get that unmistakably sweet milk chocolate. But then when the beer starts somewhat drying off, and it's relatively sweet, but it's not cloying, but like when it dries off a little bit, it kind of, you get like, yeah, like really like almost like a dusting on your tongue of this like, just straight cocoa powder. The amount of cherry taste, and then with the sweetness, and then the amount of the tartness from the cherry, really well done and really holding up with over a year on it. I didn't rewatch. I really try to go in these beer reviews as blind as possible, which sometimes, shoots me in the foot and sometimes, I really enjoy. So I didn't rewatch my review. I don't remember how much cherry I got versus other things or whatever, how much they were, harmonious, to use their word, melded together is more how I usually say it. But right now it is melded together really nicely. So maybe it was fresher, but like right now for sure it is definitely, I get a little bit of warmth in the chest, I'm noticing. Definitely melding these flavors together in just a beautiful way. About halfway to 3/4 of the way through the sip is when, like the aroma, I get some of the oak and vanilla. And again, like it's not particularly dry and it's not overly sweet, but like that, it also is helping it dry out a little bit. Bring some, balance, and again, using that word harmony. A lot of that chocolate. I mean, the cherry's big, and like you'd have to like, if you like bourbon barrel aged stouts and you hate cherries, this is not the beer for you. It's not subtle, but it's also not only cherry. Just to be crystal clear. But yeah, for me, it's really working. And I think, like that. The tartness, but is there maybe like a little like acidity to it? Because it also adds this like brightness element, which I really appreciate in this. It kind of makes it, pop. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious how much I'm liking this still out of the can. I'm glad I had the 2 cans and could do one with a little bit of age on. It's phenomenal. It really is. I mean, it's so good. And a little bit of like confectionery sugar, almost. I get that sometimes. I've had some beers with maple in it where I don't get so much a maple taste, but like it kind of has this like confectionery sugar on top thing. A little bit of that too in this. But anyway, really liking it. Have you had this beer before? Anyway, I have a bunch of these ones from the new batch that I'll be doing sporadically, so I'm really excited to try some of the fresher ones too. So if you like this review, make sure you subscribe and you can make sure you check those out. But anyway, thanks again, Ross. I really appreciate it. If you guys had this beer before, have you had other Revolution beers you want to talk about? A beer that sounds like this one, but not from Revolution? Anything related? Comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.